You can see here that I'm in my Amazon associate account and I'm looking over my earnings stats. You can see that from August 21st to 31st, I made approximately $111. The total number of ordered items from my account is 121. Additionally, the total clicks that my account received within this time period in the month of August is 3098. You can see here that it spans 10 days from August 21st to 31st and the conversion rate is 3.91%, which is quite impressive. So if you take a look at the clicks, which are 3098, you can imagine the amount of the traffic my content has received. So the actual amount of the traffic my content has received could be very large. Now you might be thinking that these earnings might be fake, okay? Let me prove it to you that these are real earnings. I will refresh this page and show you. Okay, now you can see that I have refreshed this page and these are all real earnings I made in 10 days. So how did I achieve this? Well, I did this using AI generated content and automation, leveraging AI tools that I built myself using Python scripting and different APIs like Google API, OpenAI API, etc. I will cover all these things in detail in this video, so don't worry. If you are not familiar with Python scripting, you might think it's complicated, but it's quite straightforward. You can easily implement it and start automating your task. Now let me explain my traffic sources that help me to get results like this. My main traffic sources are my blog and Medium. First, I'll take you to Medium and show you some stats over there so you can understand how I publish content through automation. So let's start with Medium. I have opened my Medium account and now I will click here to go to the stats. As you can see, in the last 30 days, I have received 7,037 views. I consistently get over 200 views every day on Medium post. In my previous video, I talked about how to grow on Medium and create content manually with the assistance of artificial intelligence. However, in this video, I will show you a different approach, that is complete automation. You won't have to do anything manually. AI and automation will handle everything, including Python scripts and programs that we will develop. Now let's switch to my blog search console to show you some results there. In the last 28 days, my website receives over 19,000 visits with total of 229,000 impressions. You can see that on August 19th, when Alex Hormoz's books was released, the total number of the clicks was at its highest. This is how I gained a significant amount of traffic on my blog post and Amazon links. I will show you how I achieve all this. Even though I manage multiple things like 2 YouTube channels, a blog and a Reddit account, Medium profile and Pinterest, I handle it all using AI automation tools and programs. Zapier and my own Python scripts are essential component of this automation. Don't worry about the code that you will see in the program. I will provide it all and you just need to follow the instruction to set up on your computer. Now let me show you the Python programs that I use to automate my content publishing strategy. For that, I will open Visual Studio Code, which is one of the code interpreters that I use to write programs and build automations. Now you can see that the set of the codes that I use in the program for Medium and blogging automation. Now let's run one of this program to see how it works. I will show you the process step by step. First, we need to enter a YouTube video link. This program will automatically format it into a blog post and publish it on Medium. You won't need to worry about formatting or going to ChatGPT, right, and doing all this kind of like manually pasting the content to Medium and publishing there. It's all automated, right? There is no manual intervention. Well, we will now run this program and we will wait for it to start executing. As you can see, it is asking us for a YouTube video link. We will open YouTube and find a video, right? And then we'll copy the link and then we'll paste it here. Make sure that the video has subtitles, otherwise it won't work. After pasting the link, I will hit enter. The program will do its magic. It will create a Google Doc, paste the content in the Google Doc, and it will format the content and publish the content on Medium. Now we will check on Medium to see if it is published. After going to Medium, we can see that the content is not published yet. We have to wait for some seconds to get the content published on Medium. Now after a few moments, if I go back and check on Medium stories, and if I go to the Medium published section, you can see that that it's published here. You can observe that it has generated an amazing title. However, we need to remove this like quotation mark, and we need to put proper subheadings and headings in the blog post. For example, let me show you right how to do this. The title is good enough, but right, as I told you that we need to do some kind of editing, a little bit editing. You can also add images if you wish, right? And now let's remove this quotation mark, and then we will make this one as subheadings, right? Then we'll remove all these hashtags and convert these to a like a subheading, right? Then we can change the other subtitles, right? We can create subtitles, as well as we can make some more subheadings, right? So let's modify it, okay? And when you are done, right, you can simply click on publish, right, and click on save and publish to publish the post, right? So, and you can also add images, right? And that's how it will make your blog post like it will give you some good looks to your blog post, right? Now you have seen the magic. Just input the link in the tool and it will automatically publish to Medium. That's all you need to do. No prompts, no manual work. This is complete automation. Now let's get started and see how we can achieve all of this in this video. So now let's move on to the first step to create this program, right, and to build this automation system. And the first step here is, you have to go to Google and you have to search. You have to go to Google and you have to search for Python download, right? In the search bar, just write Python download, and then you can hit enter to search, right? So once it is, you can see the results right here. Right now, what we'll do, you click on the first link. Right now, you can see here this is the latest version of the Python, right? And you can simply click here to download it. Now you can see that it's downloading here, right? So once it is downloaded, what we will do, we'll install it. Right now, I will open it, okay, and we will download it, right? Okay, now what you have to do, we will install this, right? So before you install this, remember to check in this one, like add Python to path. So we will check in this one, right? Then we will click on install, right? Now it will take some time to install, right? And we will wait for some moment to give it some time to install. Once it is installed, right, we'll come back. But now let's move on to the second step, that is that is downloading like a code interpreter, right? Code compiler and code editor, right? And that is Visual Studio Code, right? And you can also use some other like PyCharm, Jupyter. There are many right, code interpreters are there, but we are going to use Visual Studio Code. So I will search here Visual Studio Code, right, download. Okay, then just open the first link here, right? And here since I'm using Windows, so I'll download the Windows version. If you're using Mac, then you can download the Mac one, right? So I'll click here on download, right? And okay, you can see here that it started downloading, right? And let's see Python is installed or not. Okay, now you can see that Python is installed, right? Okay, now we will wait for the Visual Code Studio to download, and we will then install it, right? So let's come back after it's get downloaded, then we will install it. Now finally you can see that, right? Okay, now finally you can see that the VS Code is downloaded, right? So what we will do, we will install it now, right? Now it's executing. Okay, right now you can see that we have to accept this, right? The agreement. Okay, I'll click on I accept the agreement, then I'll click on next, right? Then what we will do, we will again click on next. Okay, yeah, again I'll click on next, then I will click here additional icons like create desktop icon. We can also check in this one, right? There's no problem, check in this. Okay, then we'll click on next. Okay, right, then we will click on next, then it will start installing, right? So we will come back when it is installed, right? So let's give it some time because it takes some time to install, right? So we will give it some time to install. Now as you can see that Visual Studio Code is right, VS Code is downloaded, right? So what we can now click on, we will click on finish here, and the Visual Studio Code will get opened, right? So once it is open, right, we will move towards the third step, that is installing some extensions, right? Important extension. That is the first extension that we install is Python, and to install the extension you have to click here on extension, right? And after that you have to search here for like the extension that you want to install. For example, you want to install Python, right? That's needed here. So you can see here it is already installed, right? So if you cannot see here the installed extension, then you can simply search here like Python, right? in the search bar, and you can install them, right? So you will see something like that. For example, you can see here it is already installed, that's why you can see here uninstall. But if in your case you will see install, right? And that's when you have to install it, right? So, and then we have pylons, and right, this one pylons, and you have to install that too. But when you will install Python, it will automatically get installed with along with this, right? And now we'll move to the next step, right? That is editing codes, okay? Right, writing codes for the program that to build the complete automation, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to go to Explorer, right? And then from here you will close this one, right? And then we'll click on open a folder, right? And from there I will go to documents, right? And then we can see a Medium story, and this is the set of the codes, right? This is the program that I use to automate content for Medium, right? I mean, I used to publish automatically, like all this, automation is done with this set of the codes, right? This is just one example. I also use, right, like for example, this one, this PyGPT is actually basically to automate my blog content, right? And this one I use to this set of the program that I use to publish Medium content, right? So I will open this one, and you will get this this file, okay, in the description below as a zip file. I'll provide you in the description below, right? So now we will open this folder, right? Now after opening this folder, right, you can see here that it's here. So right, so the first thing you have to remove this welcome from here, right? And then okay, now let me explain what all this code does actually, right? So the first we have, right, this cache file, okay, right here it actually saves all the task that we have done, right? And that's why everything get restored, right? And it saves all the input outputs that we have in this, like while running this program, okay? And it saves everything, right? That's why we are able to get restored everything. And this is very important, right? Whenever you are writing any code, you need to have a cache, right? This cache actually saves all this everything. Later you can use these as a data, right? Like a data source to create something like, like you can create a chatbot, or you can do any task with that, right? You can use this as a data source, right? Then you have like prompt library that these we actually use to save all the prompts that we have, right? For example, this is for creating blog posts. Then we have like YouTube here, Twitter, right? And then I have Medium prompts here, right? For example, you can see this is the Medium prompts that I use to generate with this prompt I used to generate Medium post, right? And we need actually here, right? That's very important, right? Then we have, like if I close it, okay, let me close it. Okay, let me close the prompt library too, right? Then we have this client secret JSON. This is provided by Google API, okay? To access Google API, we need this JSON file, okay? That's actually helps to write content. That we can read and write content from certain website also, right, with the help of JSON file, okay? So we need JSON file because we need this JSON file to write content in Google document, and that's what Google actually provided, this JSON file. And I cannot show you what inside this one because it's secret, because otherwise someone can misuse my JSON file, okay? I mean this API, this is, you can say, like one of the API that provided by Google, right? Okay, then next we have this module. So basically these are all modules, okay, right? This this one, like Google Doc, this is one module. This LLM is also a module, but this is not the module, okay? This is the main main program, and this is also a module, right? So why you need, what is the meaning of module in Python? So module is like, like you don't have to repeat everything all the time, right? So like module contain all the task, okay, like all the function, all the statements, and then we can just call in the main function. This is our main set of the code, okay? And we'll just call them, we will just import them in our main program, and then we can use them, right? So this is also, I have created my own, and especially this one, this Google Doc, okay, I created with the help of ChatGPT, entire code, okay, I have written with the help of ChatGPT, right? Then we have this Medium story. Okay, now if you all the time, if you again repeatedly write all this content again and again, then it's like if you write everything here, then it becomes so messy, right? You cannot understand what's going on. That's why we need to write separate modules so that we can call them here, we can import here them, like for example I imported this medium story, for example this one, right? And we don't have to write the code for example you don't have to repeatedly write this code here, so that it will become messy, then we'll not understand what's going on here. So that's why we have created separate things like separate modules here. And let me explain what all of this actually does, right? So first, you'll understand everything, but I'm not going in very detail, because if I go in detail the video will become very lengthy, right? That's why I don't want to make it lengthy. And if you don't know the basics of Python scripting, then I request you to learn this Python scripting, because this is going to be very helpful, right? So yeah, now you need one thing. Let me tell you the two things you need here is your OpenAI account and your Google Cloud account, right? So that you can get API access. So you can see, let me show you where we are actually using OpenAI APIs to get access to like GPT-4, GPT 3.5 Turbo, and all the like OpenAI, that is LLM model OpenAI has, right? So first we will go here, let's go to the we have to open this one LLM first. Okay, let me open here and okay, now we have open LLM. Now you can see here that we are here using OpenAI. This is my OpenAI API, okay, that you can see here, right? And we have this NLP also, right? And why I have created this LLM, because we have multiple LLM models like OpenAI, and you have to write import OpenAI. Then we have NLP Cloud, Cohere. There are very big language models are there that we can use them to write content for our blog post or medium story, whatever, right? So we need to just write all these things, and we need to have these OpenAI API, right? Or NLP Cloud API. So to create OpenAI API, right, you have to open you have to go to OpenAI. Let me show you how to do that, right? And if you are like a little bit confused, okay, if you don't understand anything, you can ask me in the comment section. I will explain you everything in detail. Maybe I may miss something, because it's because it may happen like I may miss something. So make sure to remind me if I have missed something in the comment section, so that I can explain you better, right? Okay, so right now let me show you how to get access to OpenAI API, right? So we'll go here and we will go to OpenAI, right? And API. Okay, OpenAI, we'll go here and then we will open OpenAI, right? And after opening OpenAI, you can, if you have account, you can click. If you don't have account, then you can click on get started. If you have account, or you can simply click on login. So I'll have already account, so I'll click on login, right? Then I will, so you can see that it's already logged in. So I'll go to API, right? Okay, and then from here, we cannot see any API here, right? So what we will do here, I'll go here, I will click on my profile. Okay, then I will go here, view API keys, right? So you can see this is the API key I have here, right? And you can, if you don't have any API key here, then you can simply click on create a new secret key, and just you can name it, and you can click on create the secret key, and then simply you can copy the code, and you can come back here, you can paste it here, right? Like this. Okay, and that's what all you need to do, right? Next we need right, you don't have to write all this code, right, as I told you that. So that's what all you need, right? Just two API. Okay, and for client JSON, right, okay, you have to go to Google Cloud. Okay, you have to open Google Cloud, and you can just simply search for cloud.google.com. You can simply go to cloud.google.com, right? After going there, okay, you can see that I'm already logged in here, right? And if you're not logged in, then you have to log in here, right? So then you have to click on your console, right? We'll go to the console. Okay, now after coming to the console, what you have to do here, you have to click on API and enable. Now before you do that, right, first you need to click create a project here, right? So we will select a select a project here, then we will click on new project, right? So then we will name it whatever you want. For example, let's say, like whatever the project you want, medium story, let's say medium story. We will need medium story. Okay, and location no organization. Then we just simply click on create. Right, after that it's created. Okay, what we will do here, okay, select, we'll click on select the project, right, and then what we will do, we will click on API and then we'll click on enable APIs, right. Okay, you can see there is no enable APIs, so then we'll click on enable API and services, right, and after that we will go to the Google Doc. Okay, we'll find your Google Doc. So if you are not able to find, then you can simply search for doc, right. Now you can see Google Doc API, then we'll click on it, right, and then after clicking on it we'll have to click on enable, right. Okay, and then we'll wait for some moment and let's see how long it takes, right. So once it is enabled, right, what do you have to do next? To use API you may need credentials, right. So to use this API we need credentials. So we'll click on create credentials, right. So which API you're using, Google Doc API is simple, right. Then what data you will be accessing, right. So user data, so you can say just user data, right, simply user data. Then we'll click on next. Okay, now you have to app name, you have to give a name, some kind of, right, any app. Okay, you can say medium story, right, medium story, you can name it medium story. Support email, whatever the email you can enter, you can just enter any email, right. Okay, or you can your own email address here. Then if you want to install app logo, you can do that, but here it is important, you have to enter the developer and contact information. So you can just simply enter your email address here, gmail.com, right. Then you can click on save, continue, and then so our authentication is done, right. Then we need to scopes, right, we need to add scopes. Then we'll add here scopes, right. You'll search for Google Doc. Okay, you'll search for docs. Okay, Google Doc API, right. So what you can do, like see, edit, create and delete all the Google Docs and documents. So yeah, we need this one, that's all, right. Or you can select all these like scopes, right, what are the scopes you want to give it to him. Okay, so yeah, then you can just simply click on update, right. Then you can click on save and continue. Okay, now what are the application type? You can say it's a web application or desktop app. No, it's a it's a desktop app. Okay, then you will click on create, right. After that you have to download this one. Okay, you can simply click on download this, like I'm hiding this one, okay, because it's very someone can use my API, so I'm hiding this, but you have to download this one. Okay, right. So then you have to click on done, right, and you are done with this, right. Your API is Google API is created, right. Now what you have to do here, it's downloaded, right. Now you will go here, and then what I will do, I will delete this one. Okay, now instead of deleting this, right, what I can do, I will not delete this one, right? I will just just install the JSON file that we have just downloaded, right? We'll put it here, and we can change here simply, the client path. For example, you can see that client secret path, and this is the Google Doc where we have to change this path, and you can see that this path is right now selected one, right? That currently that one is existing here. But what we will do, we will just install the new one that we have downloaded, right? So for that, we'll rename the file that we have just downloaded, and to do that, we will go to file manager, and here we will rename it, right? Okay, we will rename something like client secret one, right? That's all. Okay, and then what we can do, we can simply bring it here, right? Now you can see that it's here, right? And so what we can do now, we have brought it here, right? So now what will change this path here, right? Now here you can see that here it is given client secret path, right? So here we will just change this C here, we will make it capital C, and then here we'll just add 1, right? So now the client secret path is changed, and if you run this code, then I hope that it will work. Okay, and let's see running this after running this code, it like this program works or not, right? So let's run this program and see. Okay, to run this program, right, we have to go to the medium main program, right, program file, and then we have to run it. Right now, yeah, before we run this program, let me tell you one of the important thing that is about this token, JSON file, right? So this file was created automatically, right? When authentication with my previous Google account was done, right? Before, when you run this program and for the first time, right, you will not see this token JSON file, right? It get automatically created, right? It's actually, in simple term, this token file is something like, it's have all the permission of your Google API, right? That I can use your Google API without every time, taking authentication from Google, right? Right, when you run this program, you'll be redirected to a browser, right? Then you have to log into your Google account and you have to do all these things. But to avoid all these things, right, like all the time, like every time you run the program and you have to, every time you log into your Google account, right, to avoid these things, this file was created automatically so that we can easily get access to this, right? So that we don't have to log in every time to our Google account. So this is JSON file is very important, right? So what we will do now, because this is the this JSON file is from the previous Google account, right? So we will we will remove it, or we'll delete it, or we'll keep it somewhere else, right? So that we can use the new one, right? The new Google account. Otherwise, if we keep it here, then we cannot use the recent Google account that we have. We have just got the API keys, right? For example, you want to use your own Google account. You want to write content in your own Google document account, right? So you won't able to write if this token JSON file is here. So you have to remove this, right? So what I will do, I will remove this from here, right? So what I can do here, I will go to the file manager, right? And then after going to the file manager, I will go to the documents, right? And after going to the documents, I'll go to the here medium story, and then I will just cut this one. I'll try to remove this one and I'll put it in the download, right? And I'll paste it here. Okay, now you will see that the token file is not here, right? Now we can safely run this program. Okay, now we will go here and open a new terminal here, right? So then what we have to do, we will run this program. Okay, and to run this program, I will click here, right? Let's see how it works, how it goes, right? And in the meantime, okay, now as I told you, right, we need to give access to our Google account, and this was our account, right? Okay, and we need to authenticate this account, right, to the program that we have created, right? So I will just click on this, and then you can see here this access blocked, medium story has not completed the Google verification process. So we have to give access to this one, right? So for that Google Cloud, we have to go to Google Cloud account and we have to give permission, right, so that we can use this. Okay, so now we will go to Google Cloud account. Okay, let's go to Google Cloud account. Okay, right now you can see that we are on our Google Cloud account, right? And this is the ongoing project. Okay, now what we will do, we will not click anywhere, we'll directly click on this here, API and services, right? After clicking on here, right, then the next step is to click here, like open authentication consent screen. You will click here and then you can see here that the publishing status of your app, it is still in testing mode, right? We have to change the status to publish app, to click here publish app, right? Or what you can do, if you still want to keep it in testing mode, then what you can do, you can simply add users, right? You can add your own email address and you can test, right? Or you can add someone else, others, right? Email address, right? And then you can test your application that you're just developing, right? So what you can do here, I will just click on publish app. Okay, and then I'll click on confirm, right? Now you can see that it's saying here, right, you need verification, and the reason why, because while creating the credentials, you remember, right, while creating the credential, it asks to select the scopes, right? And we have selected all the scopes, right? And one of them was sensitive scopes, right? So for that, we have to send it for verification. But what we will do, we will go back to credentials and then we will unselect, we'll stop using, right? We'll simply stop using the sensitive scopes, right? Okay. Now what we will do, we'll click on edit app, right? To stop using sensitive scopes, we will click on edit app, right? And then here what we will do here, okay, we'll go here simply scopes. Okay, now we'll click on save and continue, right? And then you can see that you are using your non-sensitive scopes, sensitive scopes, right? So we will we will delete this here, right? Okay, so that we can easily use this application, right? Okay, we'll just delete this one. Okay, we will, even you can see that approval required here also, we need approval, but in this case only we don't need any approval, right? Okay, so we will delete these two, right, because we don't need any approval here, right? So now you can see that it's done, right? Then we'll click on save and continue here. Okay, after that we'll again click on save and continue, right? And now we are done, I think. Okay, so we'll go back to dashboard, right? Okay, now you can see that verification not required, right? You can see verification status is you don't need any verification. Okay, and our our application is now published. Okay, now we can safely use our application, right? Now let's run the program again and let's see if it works or not. We'll go back here and then what we will do, we'll run this program again, right? Let's click here on this run icon. Okay, we need another terminal for that, right? Because it's not working. Okay, now we will run this program and we will wait for some moment to start executing, right? Look here, we are back again, right? And then now we will select this account and let's see if it works or not, right? Okay, you can see that Google has not verified this app, right? And so now if you don't get scared, it's nothing risky, right? Because it's your own account, only your own API, right? And just simply click on advanced here, right? Then just click here, go to medium story. Okay, and then you can just click on allow it, right? Because this program, you are giving permission to our created program to write in your Google document. You can just simply click on continue. And you can see that the authentication flow is completed. You may close this window, right? So we will simply close this. Okay, and now you can see here that it's asking for enter the YouTube video link. So we will go here, and as I told you, right, and as I told you that the token token JSON file will be created automatically. Now, as you can see, this token JSON file is created automatically, right? Now, you don't have to all the time, right, sign in with your Google account, right? Once it's done, right? You can simply do the task from here, right? That's all. Now we'll go to YouTube, right? And we'll find one video. Like, for example, I already found out one video, right? I'll just get the link of the video, and then I'll come back to the program, right? And then I'll paste the link here, and then I will hit enter, right? Okay. Now you'll see the magic here, right? This is the power of the automation and, using APIs, right? Now you can see that the blog post is generated, right? So, and you can see the Google Doc document created with ID, right? You can see this with this ID it's created, right? And content inserted into the document, right? Let's check if it is content inserted in the document or not. Okay, right? And we'll refresh this page. Okay, you can see this is my Google Doc, and let's see. You see here, right? Is created. Okay, right? You can see it's created, and let's open this one, right? Now, as you can see, okay, right, this post, like this generated post is like, it's created on this Google document, right, automatically, and it has, like a significant length, and that's significant for, right, like that's enough for medium post, right? But you have to understand one thing here, that like this post will not automatically get published on Medium, because we need one more setting we have to do right here. We need one more automation, and that is Zapier automation, right? And for that we will go to Zapier, and we will, right, create a new account there, right? You have to create a new Zapier account, right? And you have to connect your program, right? With your Google account with your Zapier, right? Then everything will get automated, right? So let's do it, right? Okay, now let's do it, and let's see how it goes, right? So yeah, we have to create a new Zapier account, right? And then we have to connect this Google account, the Google account, okay? And then we have to give access to our Google document, Google account, to Zapier, and then whenever a new file will be created, right, on Google document, it will automatically get published to Medium with Zapier, and like with Medium and Google Doc integration through Zapier, right? Okay, so let's get started. To open Zapier, right, we will click on new tab. We'll open a new tab, right, and we'll search for Zapier, right? Now we'll go down and we will open, okay? Then we will start with a free account, right? Start free with Google. We'll click here, right? And then we will select Google account, right? One of the Google account. Okay. Now it's asking us to enter Zapier password. Then we'll enter this one, right? And let's go. Right. Okay. Now we can see that our Zapier account is created. Okay. Now what we will do, right? So now we'll create this first Zap. Okay. We'll click here, create. Right. And then, okay, one we need triggered, right? So what will happen, right? So the first thing we need here is triggered, right? It should get triggered, right? So what will happen, right? So that it get triggered, right? Like it's kind of an event, right? Like it's an event, like when your Zap start, right? The integration start, right? So like it will get triggered when something happens, right, in some tool, or right, like let's say a new Google document is created, right? So then only it will get triggered, right? So that's why we will select Google Doc, okay, right? From here the first tool that we'll select is Google Doc, okay? And then from here we'll choose the event, right? So we will upload a new document, right? So it will get triggered when a new document is added in your Google Doc account, right? So we'll select new doc, and then we will click on continue here, right? And then we have to sign in. Now you have to sign in. You have to give access to your Google account, right? So we will click here, sign in, and then we will select this Google account, right? So Zapier want to access your Google account. You will see allow, right? We'll allow it to get access to that, right? Now we will click on continue, right? Okay, then you can click on test trigger, right? Then you can just click on continue with selected record, right? Then now you have to take action, right? So once it is gets triggered, right? For example, it has, when a new document is added on Google Docs, so it will get triggered, right? Zapier will get triggered. And now what action you want to take it, right? So you will search your Medium, right? We want to make a post on Medium, right? So like whenever a new document is created on Google document through our program, right? And then we want the content inside the document to publish on Medium, right? That's why you search Medium and you selected Medium, right? So now here what you have to do, you have to choose an event here, right? Create a story, right? So what event you want to take, like what action you want to make, action you want it to take, right? So you want it to create a story, right? So we will just click here, create a story. Okay, now you'll click on continue here, then you have to sign in with your Medium account, right? So okay, now you can see that Medium account is connected here, right? So then we'll click on continue, right? Then what title you want to insert here, right? So we will enter like document title only, like this title only, like this title, right? The first one, right? Then once it is done, right, then what format you want. Okay, make sure that you choose HTML, right? Okay, and then content, here you'll choose content is file. Don't choose this one, file raw plain text. Okay, don't choose this one, file raw HTML content. Okay, choose this one, right? After that, right, a subtitle you can enter anything, right? Right, if you have option for your subtitles, and you can enter, but I don't see any options here for subtitles, right? So we have to skip this one. Tags, you can install tags, right? I mean, you can input tags. Okay, like you can write whatever depending on your niche. Let's say we can write here affiliate marketing, right? Affiliate marketing, right? And this will remain same for every medium. Then you can also enter another tags here, right? Let's say online business, right? Online business, whatever you want, right? In this way you can add as many as tags you want, right? And only up to, you can see that up to 5 tags only you can enter, right? And then you can canonical URL, right? Like if this content is originally existed somewhere, then you can just put the link here, right? And what you want to right, publish status, we want to keep it draft. I will recommend you to keep it as draft, right? That will be better, right? Okay, just keep it as draft, don't publish immediately, right? If you select on public, then it will get published, right? So make sure to keep it as draft, then you can make any edit, like you can add images or whatever you want. Or you want to choose a license, you can, whatever the license you want to keep it, like public domain or whatever, world right reserve, anything you want. Or if you have any kind of like publication here, then you can simply choose the publication and you can publish in that publications, right? So that's what you can do here, right? Okay, and now you can click on continue here, right? So after that, then just click on test, okay, test the setup, right? And so you can see that a Medium story was sent to about 2 seconds ago, right? Okay, it's done, like test was okay, its test is done. Now it's right, all right, you can see there is no arrow, right? You can just simply click on publish, right? And now you can see that it's published, right? Okay, sorry, we'll go here and we'll name, okay, now we'll name this title, okay, I mean rename this, okay, right? We'll rename it to like let's say Medium automation, you can say automation, right? And then you are done, right? And you can see here that it's published, right? And you can just simply come home, I mean you go back to dashboard, right? Medium dashboard, I mean Zapier dashboard, okay, and see, you can see that your Zaps is active now. Okay, now we will go to Medium to see whether the draft is created or not. Okay, like the test was done, so according to the test, okay, there will be one, right, I mean one draft will be created on Medium, right? So let's go to Medium and check. So I will go to Medium and then I will click on stories, right? Now as you can see, there is one draft is created, right? That is 100 million leads book, and this is the file that was used during the test on Zapier, right? So when it it was just a test, okay? It is not the file that we generated through our program, right? It is a file that was already in Google document, and it was just used to test the trigger, right? Test the event in to test the integration in Zapier, right? So yeah, this is not the file actually that was generated through through our program. The file that was generated through our program is actually this one, right? And this is just used to test, okay, right? Okay, so I hope you got that, right? So the next thing is here, as you can see, our Zap is created, so we don't have to again and come to here, right? It automatically will get done. You just need to paste the link in here, right? After running this program, okay, and then the content will get automatically published to Medium, right? And then you can format it you can add images, or you can do all these things, right? Whatever whatever you want to put here, right? Whatever you want to put here, let's say images, headings, subheadings, as per your requirements, right? So that's all. And then one of the final thing that I need to tell you, that inform you that you can see there is, right, this program here, OpenAI. This is the, as I told you, that module, right? So this module is actually the built-in module, but you can see in the Medium, Medium main, okay, you can see this, right? This one is also a module, but this is not a built-in modules. These are local modules that we built inside, right? This is the local module, right? So we don't have to right, install these, right? But you can these are already locally installed, right? But one of the things you have to understand that these right, as I told you, this OpenAI, this is a built-in module in Python, right? So we have to install this locally, right? So, and to install this locally, we have to write here, right? For example, let's say you want to install NLP Cloud, right? Okay, so you have to write here pip install here, right? In the command bar, you have to just write here pip install, right? Install let's say NLP Cloud, right? Then you can hit enter, and it will start executing. If it is not installed, then it will get installed. But one of the thing you understand, that whenever you will get this code, right, and whenever you put this code in Visual Studio Code, it will not be right green like this, okay? It will not in green color like this, because you have to install this in locally, right? You have to install this locally in your computer, right? Then only you will get this green color, right? You will get you'll see green color, otherwise you'll see white color text, okay, right? I hope you got that. And now you can see that it's showing that it's already satisfied. It means that it's already installed here, right? So yeah, and you have to install all these these modules, right? These are all built-in modules, and you have to install all these built-in modules, like writing pip install, and then you have to write these modules after that, right? Every time you have to write pip, then you have to write install, then name of the module, right? And for these modules you don't have to write, because these are already local modules, right? So yeah. And one thing I need to tell you that I forgot to tell, yeah, there are much more things that I need to explain here, right? But yeah, for Medium automation I will not tell anything here, right? I will not explain, because the video will become very lengthy, right? I hope that right, if you have any question, you can drop in the comment section, and I will create separate video for that, right, to clarify your doubts and whatever you have, right? Otherwise the video will be very lengthy, and you will also get confused, right? So I think this is enough for today, right? I have covered everything, and I'm not going very further, right? I know that there are there are much more thing left, okay, I need to explain, right? But if I get to get into the mode to explain everything, right, then it will, right, video will become 1 to 2 hour length. The video will have 1 to 2 hour length, right? So I don't want to make so much so lengthy the video, right? I don't want to make the video so lengthy. That's why I'm avoiding that, okay, right? If you have any questions, if you have any doubt, then drop your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them, right? Okay. And and make sure to implement this program, right? I'll drop this, all this code and programs in the description of the video as a zip file. You can simply download them and follow the instruction as I explain in this video, right? Okay, you don't have to do any other thing beyond that, but make sure to install all these modules, right? And I should have explained this in the beginning, like in the starting of the video, but I forgot that, right? And okay, I hope that you got overall idea like how to automate. Similarly, you can also automate your blog content, right? I mean, to publish content on your blog automatically you can do. There are some more ways, like this is not just a way only, right? We can just get, this is not only one way to do the things, but there are some more ways you can do, right? You can also get real-time information from the web, right? And you can make it convert it to a blog post, and you can publish to your WordPress blog, right? So that's what you can do, right? That's all automation you can do here. That is what was possible from my side, right? And I have done, right? And let's see if in the next video we can create about like blogging automation, right? So till then, right, I will say we can end up here, right? Thank you so much for watching. And if you have question, let me tell you again that if you have any question, that please drop your question in the comment section, and you can ask me any question, right? Okay, right? Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.